4 episodes ago, you got a paper cut from a bag of chips. Since then, we've met soldiers, spies, assassins, factories, false alarms, and one cell that apparently thinks pollen is trying to kill you. We've covered a lot of ground. Cells that eat, cells that explode, cells that coordinate with the efficiency of a mildly terrifying project manager. But we've been looking at all of this up close. Zoomed in, one battle, one cell, one joke at a time. Today, let's zoom all the way out. You have roughly 37 trillion cells in your body. We mentioned this back in episode 1, mostly as a joke about your appendix. Let's actually sit with that number for a second. 37 trillion is more than 4,000 times the number of humans currently alive on Earth. If every single person on the planet represented one of your cells, you'd need the population of over 4,000 Earths just to represent the workforce currently running your body. And a meaningful chunk of that workforce, at this exact moment, is doing something related to your immune system. Patrolling, producing antibodies, remembering old enemies, deciding, correctly, about 99.9999% of the time, that most things floating past are not actually a threat. This isn't a one-time event that happens when you're sick. This is a permanent, ongoing, never-off operation, running in the background of your entire life, whether you're reading the sentence, sleeping, or aggressively opening a bag of chips. You are not a single thing having an immune response. You are, more accurately, an entire civilization, running a permanent, extremely well-funded defense department, and somehow also finding time to read subtitles and remember your Wi-Fi password. Here's a reasonable question. Why is your immune system this complicated? Why not just one simple, universal defense mechanism instead of the elaborate multi-department bureaucracy we've spent 4 episodes describing? Because your body isn't fighting one enemy. It's fighting an arms race that has been running for roughly 4 billion years, against opponents that evolve faster than almost anything else on the planet. Bacteria can reproduce every 20 minutes. Viruses mutate constantly, sometimes specifically to slip past whatever defense worked last time. Every innate response your body developed, bacteria and viruses eventually found a workaround for. So your body developed something smarter, then something smarter than that. The macrophages and neutrophils from episode 2 are ancient, evolutionarily speaking, shared in some form with almost every animal on Earth, including creatures that existed hundreds of millions of years before anything resembling a human. The dendritic cells, T cells, and antibody system from episode 3 are newer, evolutionarily speaking, only a few 100 million years old, an upgrade layered on top of the older system, not a replacement for it. Your immune system isn't one elegant design. It's several different solutions from several different eras, stacked on top of each other, still all technically online, like a company running 50-year-old legacy software next to this year's update, because somehow, impossibly, it all still works together. This ancient, extensively battle-tested system has one interesting quirk. It needs something to fight, or more specifically, it needs practice, especially early in life. There's a theory called the hygiene hypothesis. And to be clear up front, scientists are still actively researching and debating exactly how it works. But the general idea is this. Immune systems that encounter a wide variety of harmless germs and substances early in childhood tend to learn, more accurately, what's actually dangerous and what isn't. Immune systems raised in extremely sanitized environments, with less of that early exposure, seem to have a harder time making that distinction later, potentially contributing to the sharp rise in allergies and autoimmune conditions we've seen in some populations over the last several decades. This doesn't mean hygiene is bad. Hand washing and sanitation have saved, conservatively, hundreds of millions of lives. Nobody in this series is telling you to stop washing your hands. But it is a reminder that your immune system isn't just a defense mechanism. It's also a student. And like most students, it apparently learns better with a bit of supervised chaos than with none at all. Here's where this gets a little existential, so brace yourself. Most of the cells currently defending you were not there a few months ago. Your neutrophils typically live less than a day before being replaced. Your macrophages last weeks. Even your memory cells, the ones holding on to threats from years ago, are periodically replenished. New cells inheriting old memories. Like institutional knowledge passed down at a company where literally every single employee eventually leaves. The specific cells that read this sentence with you are, in a very real sense, not the same cells that will be running your immune system a year from now. And yet, the system continues. The memory persists. The coordination holds. You are not a fixed object being defended by a fixed army. You are a continuously rebuilding civilization, one that has been rebuilding itself, cell by cell, memory intact, for every single day you have been alive, without ever once losing its place. Somewhere, right now, in your bloodstream, a killer T cell is quietly ending an infected cell with more precision than most professional snipers. A B cell is manufacturing roughly 2,000 antibody molecules per second. A memory cell is standing by for a threat you encountered years ago and have completely forgotten. None of this required your permission, your attention, or your gratitude. It's simply happening, continuously, as a condition of you being alive. We spent 4 episodes turning your immune system into soldiers and spies and overly dramatic office workers, mostly because that made it easier to explain, and honestly, funnier. But strip away the jokes, and what's actually happening is this. An almost incomprehensibly complex, self-organizing, self-repairing, adaptive system has been running, uninterrupted, for every second of your entire life, and it has never once asked you to think about it. You've been a civilization this whole time. You just had somewhere else to be. That's the immune system. Reckless first responders, precise second-wave specialists, a memory system that never forgets, and a handful of ways it can occasionally get things wrong, all running inside you, right now, while you finish this sentence. It's not perfect. It was never trying to be. It's a few billion years of improvised solutions, somehow still working, still learning, still keeping receipts. Thanks for spending 5 episodes inside your own bloodstream with us. Your body's been doing this part alone the entire time. Maybe say thanks, once, before you close this tab.